Before we sing another word, take a slow breath. Some exhaustion is physical, but some exhaustion lies deeper. It's the kind that sleep doesn't fix, the kind that vacations can't heal, the kind that settles quietly in your soul after fighting battles no one applauded. Maybe you've been strong for too long, strong for your family, strong for your phrase, strong in public, but privately you feel tired. Tired of trying, tired of hope, tired of carrying responsibilities that never seem to lighten. And sometimes the heaviest part isn't the problem itself, it's pretending you're not affected by it. But God is not asking you to impress Him with endurance. He is not measuring your worth by how long you can hold it together. He sees the fatigue behind His smile. He hears the prayers they're too tired to finish. He understands the sighs that never form into words. And here's the truth: your weakness does not disqualify you. He invites your strength. The Lord does not shame the weary. He restores them. He does not reject the overwhelmed. He carries them. Tonight, you don't need to prove you are strong. You need to remember where strength comes from. Because when your soul is tired, His power is just beginning. I've been running on empty, trying to stand tall, smiling through the pressure, like I don't feel it at all. But beneath the surface, there's a quiet plea. Lord, how much longer can this be me? The weight of expectation, the fear of letting down, the silent desperation when no relief is found. I whisper in the darkness with barely any sound. God, I need your strength now. Because your grace is enough when my strength runs dry. Your power is made perfect when I cannot try. You don't need my ability, you don't need my plan. You only ask that I trust your faithful hand. The battle is heavy, but it's not mine to win. You are the warrior fighting within. Be the strength for my weary soul. Anchor me when waves roll. Lift my head when it hangs low. Speak the truth that I need to know. I am not forsaken, I am not alone. Even in weakness, I am still your own. Be the strength that steadies me when I feel too weak to believe. When I have no words, hear my sigh. When I have no tears, see my cry. When I cannot stand, hold me still. So when life feels heavy and I am worn thin, let me not rely on the strength within, but on the strength of the God who never grows tired and never lets go.
Before we lift our voices, before we ask God for anything, let's recognize something deeply important. Some storms are visible, others are internal. There are battles that rage inside your thoughts, waves of worry, thunder of uncertainty, winds of what if. And when life feels heavy, it can feel like you're standing in the middle of a storm that refuses to pass. You try to stay steady, you try to speak faith, but inside everything feels like it's shaking. And maybe no one else knows how hard it's been, how much effort it takes just to keep going, how much courage it requires just to get out of bed. But here's what the enemy doesn't want you to remember: storms don't remove God's presence, they reveal it. Jesus never promised a storm-free life, but he promised his nearness in the middle of it. The disciples panicked when the waves rose, but Jesus was already in the boat, and he is in yours. The wind may be loud, the future may be unclear, but peace is not the absence of waves, it is the presence of Christ. Tonight you don't need to control the storm, you don't need to silence the wind, you just need to remember who is standing with you in it. And when he speaks, even the storm must listen. The sky turned gray without a warning, the calm gave way to crashing seas. I tried to stand against the current, but the waves kept pulling me. Questions rose like a rising water, fear began to flood my mind. Every thought became a thunder, every doubt a lightning strike. I searched the horizon for rescue, for a sign that you were near, but the storm was loud and relentless. goes for me. The waves may rise, but I am not alone. You are in this boat. You are on the throne. I thought that faith meant silence, the fear should never show. But faith is trusting you are steady when I feel I might let go. You never asked for fearless, you never asked for strong. You only asked for surrender to where my strength belongs. So here I lay my panic, here I lay control, here I peace is greater than it all. When I can't trace your hand, I will trust your heart. When I don't understand, I won't fall apart. Because peace is not found in perfect skies, it's found in the Savior who never leaves my side. You are my peace in the crashing sea. Your voice is louder than fear in me. The storm may rage, but it cannot win, because the Prince of Peace is standing within. So when life feels heavy and storms surround, let my heart remember where peace is found. Not in calm weather, not in perfect plans, but in Jesus. Steady hands. Before we sing, before we pray, let's be honest for a moment. Some battles don't make noise. Some wars are fought behind tired eye and quiet smiles. There are weights you carry that no one else can see. Responsibilities, expectations, silent disappointments. Prayers that feel like they've been suspended in the air. And when life feels heavy, it doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't wait until you're rested. It doesn't check if you're ready. pressure comes. The doubts whisper, the exhaustion settles deep in your bones, and the enemy hopes you will believe the lie that you are alone in it, that you must endure it by yourself, that your strength is the only strength available. But that is not the truth. God never asked you to carry what only He can hold. He never intended for you to fight invisible battles without His presence. He sees the way, He feels the strain, and He steps into the burden with you. When life feels heavy, it is not proof that God has left. It is often the very place where He draws closest. Tonight, you are not unsupported, you are not forgotten, you are not crushed beyond repair. The same God who holds the universe is holding you. When the weight won't lift and my breath feels tight, when the tears fall slow in the middle of the night, when the road ahead feels too steep to climb, and I question if I'll make it one more time. You are there in the silence, you are there in the strain, now watching from a distance, but stepping in the pain. You don't rush my breaking, you don't shame my tears. You gather every fragment and quiet all my fears. I was never meant to carry this alone. You are my refuge, you are my home. When life feels heavy, you are my strength. When my heart is weary, you give me breath. When I am falling, you hold me steady. When life feels heavy, you carry me. You carry me through valleys deep, through shadows long. You don't retreat when I am weakest. You are ready when life feels heavy. You carry me. There are days I pretend that I'm strong enough, that I can shoulder every load and every rough. But beneath the surface, I'm barely standing still, trying to hold together by my own will. But you never demanded a perfect display. You never required that I hide the ache. You welcome the honest, the tired, the torn, and promise new mercy with every new morn. The battle is real, but it is not mine. The storm may rage, but you define the outcome, the ending, the final word. Your promise stands unshaken, assured. No darkness is deeper than your light. No burden is greater than your mind. No valley is stronger than your grace. No sorrow outlasts your embrace. is not stronger than the God I serve. When life feels heavy, He carries me. Before we sing tonight, I need you to understand something about valleys, because no one chooses to walk through them, and no one prays to stay in the end. Yet somehow we will find ourselves there at some point in life where the light feels distant and the road feels longer than expected, and you begin to wonder if you took a wrong turn, or if somehow God misplaced you. But valleys are not accidents, and they are not evidence of abandonment. They are places where roots grow deeper, where faith is refined, where distractions fall away. Dreams feel fragile with each regret, and I search the sky for clearer signs, while tears fall slow in quiet lines. Yet even here, where hope feels small, I sense your whisper through it all. I am held in the valley, not lost in the night. You walk beside me, you are my light. When I can't see the ending, when I don't understand, I am held in the valley by your faith. You are building deep where I am restless. You are planting peace. What feels like an ending is only a bend in a road that leads to healing again. Even though I walk through shadowland, I will not fear, for you hold my hand. Your rod and staff, they comfort me. Your love surrounds relentlessly. The valley is low, but you are high. The night is long, but so is your light. This is not where my story will stay. You are leading me out of this place. I am held in the valley, cradled by grace, not forgotten, not displaced. You are working, though I can't see, writing redemption over me. Oh, I am held in the valley, though tears may fall. Your promise stands above it all. The shepherd who leads will not let go. Through the valley, to heights I'll go. When my strength feels thin and my heart feels warm, remind me joy comes with the morn. When I lose sight of brighter days, lift my eyes to higher.
Oh, yeah. There are moments in life when love feels fragile, when promises break, when people walk away, yeah. And when forever turns into memory. And in those moments the human heart begins to question whether lasting love truly exists. But before we sing tonight, I want you to remember something deeper than emotion, deeper than romance, deeper than circumstance. There is a love that does not shift with seasons. There is a love that does not weaken with distance. There is a love that does not collapse under pressure. God's love is not built on your performance. It is not sustained by your perfection, and it is not threatened by your failure. His love existed before your first breath, and it will remain after your last heartbeat. It does not flicker when you doubt it, does not fade when you wander, it does not withdraw when you struggle, even in your silence, even in your confusion. but you have gone too far. Grace declares that nothing can separate you from Him. So tonight, as we worship, let every wall fall, let every lie break, and let every wounded place remember you are still His forever. Before I spoke your name, you called out mine. Before I found my way, you drew the line. A mercy wide across my past, a love too strong to fade or pass. Through every doubt, through every fall, you never changed. You stayed through all where I was weak. You covered me with quiet grace I couldn't see, and even when I turned away, your heart for me remained the same. I'm still yours forever. Nothing can sever this covenant love that came from above. Through fire and weather, now and forever, I'm still yours, forever yours. No height, no depth, no fear, no shame can take me from your holy flame. I'm still yours, forever. Held in your love, I've chased the wind, I've tried control, I've filled the void inside my soul. But nothing heals and nothing stays like mercy poured in endless waves. You saw the worst and chose me still, not by my strength, not by my will, but by the cross where love was proved, where every debt was fully removed. Your love is not fragile, your love is not weak. It's steady and constant when I cannot speak. It's deeper than oceans, it's wider than skies. It found me in darkness and opened my eyes. You don't give up, you don't walk away, you don't grow tired, you don't betray. Your love is a promise, signed in scarred hands, an eternal redemption that forever stands. I'm still yours, I'm still yours forever. Even when I falter, even when I question, even at the altar of my own weakness, you call me strong, because in your presence is where I belong. I'm still yours forever. Grace without measure, more than a moment, more than a treasure. This is a covenant sealed by the Son, and nothing can undo what heaven has done. When I feel distant, pull me near. When I feel anxious, calm my fear. When I forget, remind my heart that from your love I'll never part. I'm still yours forever, not by emotion, but by devotion, written in blood, flowing like ocean. I'm still yours forever, chosen and known, adopted, redeemed, claimed as your own.
No failure